Imagine for just a second stepping completely out of the modern world and walking right into a doctor's office, let's say 3,000 years ago. You're completely stripped of every single medical safety net we rely on today. I mean, there's absolutely no modern technology humming in the background, nobody's drawing your blood, there are no MRI machines, no x-rays, and definitely no microscopes to peer at the cells of your body. And yet, the physician sitting across from you takes your pulse for just a few
All right.
seconds, gently asks you to stick out your tongue, and then tells you, often with absolutely stunning accuracy, exactly what is wrong with you. So how in the world did they know, right? That brings us to this massive historical and scientific mystery. How could these ancient physicians accurately diagnose incredibly complex internal ailments using literally nothing but their own basic human senses? It's really easy for us in the modern era to just brush this off, to assume ancient medicine was all guesswork or, magical thinking. But the truth is far more fascinating. Because what we're about to explore wasn't superstition at all. It was a genuinely sophisticated diagnostic system, built entirely from the ground up on pure, relentless observation. We're talking about human ingenuity and evolution at its finest. It was refined over centuries of trial and error, and incredibly, parts of this are still taught and used today. So let's look closely at exactly how they pulled this off. All right, let's dive into this explainer. Three of the most sophisticated diagnostic traditions in human history, Hippocratic Greece, Ayurveda in India, and traditional Chinese medicine, all share a genuinely remarkable secret. Think about this. They had zero contact with each other. No group chats, no shared medical journals, nothing. Yet they all honed in on the exact same external signals to decode the internal body. Clue number 1. Reading the ancient pulse. Now, when you go to the doctor today, they usually check your pulse just to get a basic heart rate, right? Like, is it fast, slow, steady? But in the ancient world, the pulse was an entire language. In traditional Chinese medicine, practitioners actually trained to feel 18 distinct reading points on the wrists. 18? They took the pulse at 3 different positions along each wrist, and at 3 completely different depths of pressure: superficial, medium, and deep. It took years, sometimes decades, for a practitioner to train their fingers to possess this crazy level of tactile sensitivity. And they weren't just counting beats, they were assessing the specific quality of the pulse at every single one of those 18 points. Was the pulse wiry, slippery, thin, floating? Each of those specific positions and depths was believed to correspond directly to a different internal organ system. So feeling a wiry pulse at a very specific depth on the left wrist would tell the physician exactly which organ was struggling. And this wasn't just happening in China. If we shift over to India, we find Ayurveda developing a parallel, yet entirely distinct system called Nadi Pariksha. Here, physicians primarily read the pulse at the wrist too, but they connected its rhythm and its quality directly to their foundational concept of bodily balance, the 3 doshas, known as Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. What's wild is how they tracked it. Ayurveda used these highly structured animal metaphors, so a pulse slithering like a snake meant one kind of imbalance, while a frog's hopping motion suggested something completely different. It sounds almost poetic to us today, but it was actually a very strict clinical vocabulary passed down from teacher to student. Meanwhile, Hippocratic Greek doctors took a vastly different approach. They focused on methodical, day-by-day data tracking of the pulse and breathing rates, mostly to predict exactly how a fever would progress. It was an absolute masterclass in long-term human observation.
Clue number 2. The tongue and its hidden clues.
But what happens when a condition doesn't immediately show up in the pulse? Where does the ancient doctor look next? Well, practitioners, especially in traditional Chinese medicine, used the tongue as a literal, direct window into internal organ health. They weren't just asking you to say ah, they were looking for precise visual metrics. A pale tongue, that suggested a deficiency pattern in the body. A bright red tongue, internal heat. And they paid incredibly close attention to the coating, too. A thin white coating meant something entirely different than a thick yellow one. Literally, every color, shape, and texture was a piece of the puzzle. So the really crucial point here is why this specific tool has survived almost totally intact into modern training today. It's because these ancient doctors were tracking very real physiological metrics. The surface of your tongue is genuinely highly sensitive to your body's hydration levels, your blood circulation, and all sorts of systemic conditions. They didn't know a thing about microbiology, but they knew, for a fact, that the tongue never lied about the overall health of the system.
Clue number 3. The secrets of urine analysis.
This brings us to one of the most universally trusted and, okay, perhaps to our modern sensibilities, slightly unusual, diagnostic tools of the ancient and medieval world. Hippocratic and medieval European physicians didn't just casually glance at urine. They fully systemized it. They used highly detailed charts, some mapping out dozens of variations, to cross-reference four main sensory qualities. They looked at the exact shade of the color, the clarity or cloudiness, the type of sediment that settled at the bottom of the flask, and, yes, smell and taste. And that leads us to one of the most mind-blowing facts in all of medical history. By literally tasting or smelling the sweetness of a patient's urine, ancient physicians identified symptoms completely consistent with what we now know as diabetes. They made this massive connection purely through direct observation and taste, literal centuries before any human being on Earth understood what blood sugar or insulin actually was. It's just incredible.
Section 4. The science behind the mystery.
How did they correctly diagnose these issues with zero concept of cells or germ theory and absolutely no way to look inside the living body? Well, it essentially comes down to this. Step 1, the human body experiences a genuine internal physiological shift. Step 2, that internal shift produces a real, observable external signal. Your pulse quality really does change, the tongue really does react, urine really does shift with metabolic conditions. And step 3, ancient doctors carefully tracked these correlations across massive numbers of patients, passing that exact pattern recognition down directly from teacher to student, generation after generation. As one historian perfectly put it, that's not superstition, that's centuries of accumulated pattern recognition. Even without the modern science to explain the why, their empirical method of observation was fundamentally sound. They didn't need to know the hidden biological mechanism to know the result.
Section 5. The honesty pivot and ancient limits.
Because as much as we absolutely marvel at this ingenuity, to truly understand this history, we have to be completely honest about where these ancient systems eventually hit catastrophic walls. There was a massive disconnect. You see, they had remarkably sharp, precise observations of external symptoms, but their biological explanations, concepts like doshas or meridians, lacked true anatomical reality. Because their underlying theories were actually incorrect, an ancient doctor could accurately observe a symptom but then prescribe a treatment that entirely missed the root cause. If a condition had no visible external signal at all, they were effectively flying blind.
Section 6. The legacy of observation. Even acknowledging those limits, the legacy of these early physicians is staggering. It teaches us something profound about human evolution, our intellect, and our deep driving desire to solve the mysteries of our own existence. Disconnected civilizations across the globe independently proved this one beautiful truth. The body always reveals its internal state through visible external signs. With extraordinary patience, careful attention, and centuries of passed-down knowledge, human beings can completely decode complex systems without ever needing a microscope. Which leaves us with this really incredible question to ponder. What hidden signals is your body sending right now that modern science has yet to decode? The history of medicine is, at its core, just the history of learning how to look closer. Thank you for joining me for this explainer. If you love diving into the amazing mysteries of human history, psychology, and evolution, make sure to subscribe. We have so much more to uncover together.